Okay, back at it. Went to the track. Didn't have any real issues except for a caliper seal was starting to leak, so I couldn't drive this the second day. But I go to put it on the trailer, and it wouldn't start. So as you can see, I got the exhaust manifold off of there because what I found. That's not supposed to do that. I got power to here, but it wasn't clicking over anymore. So I'm gonna take the starter out and see what came apart. Probably gonna need a new one. This relay is, something's busted. So anyway, that's the update. All right, so under here, there's 2 screws. It holds that in. One's there, one's not. So this thing's nasty. See about getting a smaller one. This thing's also for size reference. Here's a normal screwdriver. This thing's a beast. So get a smaller one maybe that'll clear the exhaust there and fit in that little hole down there a little better. But it's out. All right, here's the old starter. Nice and grody. Here's the new one. Setting them next to each other here. Roughly, different sizes. So hopefully this one here, I don't have a tape measure, but here's the 11, versus a little bit different. So we'll see. All right, so yesterday I worked on the starter. The new one does not fit down in there. Like, it'll go in, but the exhaust, which goes down in this little hole there, doesn't have enough room. And that big collector, this thing here at the end. So that hits, which is a problem. So the new starter was like reversed. The solenoid was this kind of size, and then this side of it, of the actual motor, was more that size. And because this is tucked in next to the block, up under here, it wasn't really in the way so much. So I ordered a factory starter to see if I could get that in time, and then I'm gonna also see about getting my starter rebuilt locally. We'll see. Then for today's project down here, you can kind of see this little nub in there. The caster rod. You can see it's real. The bushing is blown out. I've got these bushings, which is just a male and female polyurethane. That'll replace those, one on each side. And also yesterday I changed his belt. And I got rid of the AC belt because I cut it. It was old and squeaky. The AC right now is not hooked up. Okay, so the exhaust, it's not on right now, but it comes back to here, to this mount that we made. Yesterday, last time I was here, before yesterday, there was a little bit of surface rust in here, so I cleaned that all up just from the weld. And then I sprayed it with some body goop. Stuff's really nice. 3M spray, dries hard, but it comes out like a putty almost, like if you could spray putty. And then I worked on these rotors. This one here, these bolts were loose. A few of them, like 3. One was just straight up finger loose. So that was causing my warpage. I put that in and then I scuffed up the pads and, you know, they're in there. But I didn't buy new pads because I figured, you know, it should be good. Next spring I'll change all this out again. This line here was rubbing on the frame slightly, so I just loosened this up very carefully without getting it to leak, and twisted it how it should be. So now it's not hitting. There's a nice finger gap there. And then when this pushes up, you know, up into there, it should be tucked nice and away. Rotors were actually pretty easy, and I just double checked the caliper bolts there. The nuts, make sure that everything was, you know, solid, because again, you know, things are loose. It's not good. So shocks and everything that I put on last time worked good at the track. So I just keep an eye on everything. And so here's the other caster bushing. You can see quite rotted. So that's the goal today, get those done. And then hopefully the starter will come and I can get that put on before the rally. So. All right, so this is the caster arm. Goes into here. Hard to tell, but like I showed before, lots of flex. So we'll get that changed. Same deal. The torsion arm goes through down here, through that. So the rest is pretty solid except for this upper link, which I plan to change all that next year. For now, it's just get the obvious thing done. So just by looking here, it looks like I can loosen this bolt up, and that whole shaft will be loose. And then I know there's a nut on the other side. So I'm gonna try to get the nut on the other side first, because then this will be all stable and stiff. Do that on both, then loosen these up. Should be able to pop it out. Pretty simplistic. It's just this big washer and a lock nut and sandwiches that bushing. Simple and easy. Alright, so we'll pop this. It's got a cotter pin. It's a through bolt, 17 on both sides. Just a through bolt with a hole for a cotter pin and now this is free. Look at that, just falls right off. This way I don't have to mess with the caster adjustments. This whole solid arm just sticks right into the chassis there. And this bushing is toast. I mean, and not to mention that it was never hard to begin with. You can see there where it goes through. It's not even really that thick of metal, but here's the arm. This thing I'm gonna clean up and put back together. All right, so this is smushed, nasty, worn out. Super blown out. This is one side. Alright, let's try that again. So, this is toast. The way that this works is bushing here. We're going to slide over this with grease. This female side will be on there with the washer. So it'll sit like that. This is going to go through the other side of the chassis into that, and it'll sandwich the metal. It'll sit in there all greased up. Then there's that other washer that goes on this side, and then the nut. That'll be nice and stiff. Whenever you go to the corner and heavy braking, and they wanted to move on you, this is like a herniated disc. Not good. So we'll just go ahead and grease on Stuff's like super heavy duty grease. Alright, now we're going to put it in. This one you can see a little better. Goes through and bolts up to that side. And what we're dealing with the crusty crust. So the only other bushing to worry about is this one back in here, which you cannot see easily, but gotta take the control arm and the front shocks off, and then those bushings down here goes for the torsion bar, you know, through in the back. And the rest are ball joints and the sway bar bushings, and you know, this is a ball joint up here. And you got the shock mount and all that good stuff, which that'll all get done later. All right, well, that's it for now. Adjuster was not tight and loosened up on me while I was turning that nut, so I was changing the suspension. Probably should get an alignment. Do this because you don't want to screw up the threads. But it's really not under that much pressure. But you can see there how it shifted. And this thing is just cooked. This is what was turning on me here. This whole thing was turning. Now, of course, it's tight, but this piece here moved in and out, moved in. one of the struggles is bumping into shit. Anyway, back at it here. Luckily the phone didn't break. And I gotta get the down in the abyss. I gotta get the washer pushed on all the way so I can get the nut on. Now it seems like I did it too much, but you're walking around looking for a socket that you left right where it needs to be. It's hard to find. Alright, I'll just get the other end. Maybe not drop my phone this time. This is how you would adjust caster. And see, this is the left hand, and this one's left hand. It does not seem like you got much room, but now it's tight. Who knows what the actual, where it's supposed to be. I'll get cotter pins on this. This can be hopefully aligned, and I can get the toe aligned. Yeah, that's pretty much all you can do in the front. So that's it. All right, so I got this dang starter in there, blanketed up. Not easy, because it's just too tight. This is the power wire and the ground to the key switch that grounds the relay solenoid. But you can see right here, that's where the collector is gonna wanna hit. So I got that wrapped up, and hopefully we can get the collector on. I tested it already to make sure that it, the starter's good. I got it rebuilt, but it's always good to test it before you put it all together. So just gotta put that collector on. Got some gaskets up here, and keep on rolling.